I am Doomsvince, and this is day 80 of Spawn Year.
You know, I hate to whine and moan like Al, but I'm exhausted. I'm tired of investing so much time and energy and thought into a character I've tried so hard to like, but whom I have so many reasons to want to stop reading about. I'm tired of being frustrated and confused, and I'm tired of being strung along by ideas that stretch their credibility and then wear out their welcome. But today was a little better. Finally, some payoff for Cygor. It's still bizarre it took 19 issues before McFarlane got around to explaining his connection with Spawn, and I don't think the big shocker would be any less shocking if we didn't know who Cygor was all the way back in issue 38, but we've got it now, and it's not bad. We learned from Major Forsberg, who snaps out of his crazed, unresponsive state when he hears the name Cygor, that a man Al used to work with, Mike Kanezi, was used as a guinea pig for a cybernetic simian project Wynn headed up, using intel Al himself stole for Wynn from Taiwan. Mike knew about the hit on Al, and Wynn had him experimented on, turned him more ape and machine than man before he could tell anyone about it. I like that Al's mistakes in life are coming back to haunt him. We haven't had nearly enough specific examples like this of people Al hurt or killed as he blindly followed Wynn's orders without considering the repercussions. I doubt if Al knew exactly what it was he was stealing at the time, or that it could be used to transplant human minds into giant robotic gorillas, but Spawn finds out here that he had a hand, albeit somewhat indirectly, in helping to transform a friend into an unrecognizable monstrosity, to be used by a dark force for sinister purposes. There's been a fair amount of characters Spawn runs into with origins that parallel his own, but this one should hit closer to home because it illustrates how dangerous and easily manipulated he was when he was alive, and why Hell chose him. Cygor's intellect is so conveniently spotty, though, it's hard to tell why exactly he's going after Al. Does he not remember, or did he ever know the actual mastermind behind his transformation? Even were he totally lucid and had a photographic memory, and we knew for sure Mike was aware that Al stole the intel that led to the development of the Simian Project, which we're not, Al should be a little lower on Cygor's list of people to get revenge on. The guy hired to rip off research that was used years later against him. Remember, Mike was ready to risk his life and career to accuse the almighty Jason Wynn of orchestrating murder. Well, unless he thought Chapel was working alone and he didn't know about Wynn, I suppose. But at any rate, he clearly didn't have a problem with Al until he was long dead and he found out that he stole that research. Al still has plenty of reason to feel bad for his part in this, of course, but Cygor's vendetta against him is a little awkward at best. As is the way he tracks Al. Cygor can find him because, and I'm not making this up, even in a new body, his soul gives off the same aura. So Mike remembers Al's aura, and now as a cybernetic gorilla, he can track that all the way to New York. Not his scent, because he wouldn't know Al was a hellspawn, no, his aura. That doesn't strike me as the most well thought out way to get somebody from point A to B in a story. I was disappointed when I looked at the cover and then in the issue didn't get to see Spawn and Cygor fighting in the 4th level of Hell. They do fight, though, through a good portion of this issue, and there's a lot of amazing visceral action panels from Capullo, once again slowed down by far too many cumbersome narration boxes that either describe what we're already looking at or remind us of something we know from previous issues. I did call that there would be a lot of backtracking, reiterating Cygor's background from 1,000 issues ago. Unfortunately, my wishful, self-serving prediction of Cygor's becoming Spawn's sidekick has not come true. But Spawn's just incapacitated the beast by sicking a gazillion bats on him through his chest, so I guess it's still possible. Wait, what? A narration box says Spawn won't need to waste his powers to beat Cygor. Then, having lured him close enough, he releases a black smog made of bats. I know he's been feeding on dark energy from evil animals, which I still don't like. Just because rats and worms live in darkness, they must be surging with evil. I guess the ocean floor must be teeming with bad. But I had no idea he could just call every bat in New York City into his cape at once without draining any power at all and then release them all through his chest. Seems unlikely all those bats are flying above Rat City right then. Does he still have that hole in his chest and they fly through that? I thought they were in his cloak. But I guess it makes as much sense as anything. He talks with a bunch of worms writhing around in his mouth and can still perfectly articulate sentences and everyone understands what he's saying. Lastly, Wanda walks in on Terry talking to Al over radio and gets angry that he won't tell her what he's doing, since they had been investigating Wynn together. Hopefully we don't have to wait 24 issues before she finally knows the truth about Al. Signed, Captain Logan.